My name is Ebony Davis. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a writer, I'm a poet, I'm a model, I'm a filmmaker, and I'm a healer.
My name is Naomi Hutchinson. I live in Los Angeles, California. I am a wellness facilitator, yoga teacher, entrepreneur, and a dancer, and a healer. We love that word, okay?
We love that word.
And where are we?
We're in the Grill, Jamaica.
Yes.
And it's so beautiful. It's like 6:30 in the morning. It's already so bright and warm out here. We don't got no clothes on.
Literally, just came out the pool.
Just vibing. So
yes, and we're here for a healers training retreat with Althea.
Yes.
And it's been amazing.
Yeah.
And we're going to share a little bit about our experience here on the retreat and just what we think about healing and how we want to show up in the world as healers.
Yeah. Let's talk about how we met.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, we knew that this retreat was divinely orchestrated and meant to be and right on time, because the very first day we discovered that we had actually met almost 2 years ago. It was summer 2022. I was preparing to leave LA after having just completed an ayahuasca journey that completely reconstructed my life and gave me instructions to move down south. So after my journey, I had about a month of time between relocating that I was still in LA, and within that month I met Naomi at a mutual friend's going away at the beach, and so we connected and we got to chat a little bit there, and we haven't seen or spoken to each other since then.
Yeah.
And then on this trip, here we both are. She didn't even make the flight that she was supposed to make, so she came in a little bit later in the day, rode in an entirely different car. She arrived around dinner time, and we're sitting across from each other at the dinner table, and she's like, I actually met you in LA a couple summers ago. And I was like, the fact that I had lived in LA for 4 years and we never met, and that we met as soon as I was leaving, as soon as I had completed this big plant medicine initiation, just lets me know how divine it is. And I was saying on my way here that I felt like I was in the completion of the integration from that experience. And so to see her here is just confirmation that the full circle, the circle has closed. You know, we've come full circle. That cycle has closed, and now after doing the deep internal shadow work, I feel like it's time to step into the light and embody that healing, so I can be a healer for other people. And so seeing her here was just a huge, beautiful confirmation.
Yes, it was really cool, because I was just like, even in the group chat, I was like, wait, is that the Ebony that I met? But I wasn't sure.
Crazy.
And then I saw the picture, I was like, oh my God, like how cool is that? And yeah, I mean, it's really nice to be here with her and with the other ladies. And I was reflecting on that earlier. I'm like, we bonded so quickly and so easily. Like I don't know. And Althea asked us that question as well, of like, you know, how comfortable do you feel showing up as your authentic selves? Yeah. And even if we weren't 100%, we were all at like 90% or above. Like we felt so comfortable just being like naturally ourselves with one another. And to me, that's been a very healing part of this experience, even beyond working with the medicines and things too.
Yeah, definitely. Being able to show up authentically in the healing space is so important, and just knowing that you're supported, because it is such a vulnerable space as we explore and engage with these medicines that really like open us up to our core. They can bring up trauma, they can bring up grief, they can bring up so many of the things that we've tried to repress. So being in that environment of safety is so important, and I think this retreat did a great job of creating that safe space.
Yes. Ooh, absolutely. It just feels like maternal protection as well. Like I've been feeling that a lot just being here, and it's been great. So let's get into a little bit of the retreat. So, you know, we both kind of came on this retreat knowing that we were going to be learning, because it was a healer's training. And I think we both also thought it would be very heady, and like we would be like in the textbook, just like learning all the time. But it's been so light and so balanced, and what's the word I used yesterday? An immersion. It was literally like, it's been an immersion into
the work.
And trying things on each other, which has been really cool. and just jumping right in. So any like hesitancy or any fear, like we're just kind of overcoming it very quickly and just getting comfortable trying things out. So what would you say is probably your favorite modality that we've gotten into so far?
I think the Hape. Like I was really excited to test and try the plant medicine. I've known since like 2019 that sharing and holding space for plant medicine was a part of my calling, because that's when I had my first big ceremony, and the way that the medicine wanted to continue like working in me and with me. I just knew that this is something that I had to share. Also, being a Black woman is so important in that sharing space, because when I did that medicine in 2019, I was the only Black woman present, and the way that these medicines work through us is so different from the way that they work through other people. You know, the way that they work through melanated beings and melanated womb holders, as Althea said, is so different from the way that they work through other people, because our DNA is being activated on the planet right now so that we can restore the balance. So learning how to do Hape was just like so beautiful to me, because I feel like I'm really stepping into purpose and stepping into the direction that I know I'm supposed to be going, with returning these medicines back to their original keepers.
Absolutely. The Hape was really nice. I feel like this experience with Hape for me was so nourishing. Like I wanted a different experience, having done it before, and I felt so comfortable and so surrendered, and we got to do the Force of the Feminine Hape, which was powerful, and it was so on time. Like Althea's been talking to us about feminine energy and how there's a shift happening where women are taking their power back in a completely different way, to be like, you know, we are the prize, we are the magic. And so I felt the receiving and surrendering energy of the feminine during that experience, and it was really beautiful. So I love that. I think for me, the tuning forks, I don't know why, because
I could see you in your zone. You were really in your zone.
And I was surprised by that, because I didn't really know anything about the tuning forks, and I've been working with them. But I really loved it. I think I relate a lot to sound. And so I think that's why that one really like got me excited, and to just feel the vibration like on your body is super cool. So I love that.
Will you be integrating that, you think, into your yoga practices and what you bring home and just how you share in the studio?
Oh, for sure. Like the wheels are already spinning as far as like how I'm going to be working with small groups and just like bringing this in, because I don't see a lot of this work happening in LA with Black and brown folks. And if it is happening, it's usually like with the kind of like an older group, like 40s and up, that I'm seeing, but not anything for like the 20-year-olds, unless they're leaving LA, going to the Amazon to do, you know, things like this. But I definitely want to incorporate it.
For sure. I think something important that Althea mentioned was like bridging the gaps between generations. Because like you're saying, it's like there's an older Black community, but there's nobody our age. Well, I don't want to say nobody, because I don't want to discredit anybody, you know. But I think it's cool that we can kind of like be leaders in that space. There's room for us to, you know, flourish in that space, because there's a gap there.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
And I love the idea. She also said, you mentioned it a little bit with Force of the Feminine, that throughout nature, the man chases the woman.
Say that again.
The man chases the woman. When you look at peacocks, it's the men with these big elaborate feathers, because they're trying to get the women's attention, and the woman is just sitting back like, I might not, like, shake it for me, shake a tail feather.
Right,
we'll
show
see.
me what you got.
Show me what you're working with, and I'll decide later. But you know, the way that we are as humans, it's like the woman who is in pursuit of the man, and it has really taken us out of our power, and then we're fed back this false sense of power that you know, by selling our bodies, or like, you know, taking control of our bodies in this hypersexualized way, that is how we find our power. And that's not how we return to our power. That's how the Matrix actually keeps us disempowered because we are commodifying our own bodies just as we were commodified during slavery, just as we've been commodified through colonization. I know it's getting a little deep, but I don't want to get too preachy. But it's like now we're doing it to ourselves because we've been fed these false ideas of empowerment, and it really still just is supporting the patriarchy and operating under the male gaze. And the way that we take our power back is to say, like,
it's those boundaries. It's really those boundaries.
Yeah, I'm an autonomous being. I'm a sovereign being, and I don't need to perform for anybody's approval.
Like, there's so much beauty when it comes to women and just being.
Yeah.
And I found that even, through my dating experiences and the moments where I've really been like trying so hard and trying to prove myself or question if, I'm the person for the person I want to be with, like, it never works out because it's like, that's not how we should be. Like, that's not the energy that we should be walking around with. It should be, okay, yes, I have my flaws, but there's magic within me. So I'm not going to walk around like I'm less than, And so having that boundary of like, okay, this is what I will and will not do, and I'm here, and you can come to me instead of having to go and seek and try so hard and put all this energy and effort or give away parts of yourself that you don't need to give away, especially not to just anybody. So
exactly, we find a man that we kind of, I'm like, okay, I think I can, and then
give him everything.
Yeah, and then you give him everything, and it's like you done already compromised from the jump because you're trying to fit, Mr. Okay into Mr. Right's box.
Yeah,
and give him the wifey treatment, and it's like, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. We can take back some of that power and just realize also, and I think this is important too, right? It's like the fact that we're sitting down and having these conversations, and the fact that we're doing this work together, it's like I can only feel so autonomous and sovereign in that way because I have the support of women around me who nourish me in the ways that I would want to be nourished by a man. I mean, not in all of the ways, but it's like, that community, that love, that support that you want to feel that we often attribute to having to be in a relationship. When you have strong, beautiful relationships with women, you don't really need that.
That is the truth. I have found that to be so true. In my last dating situation, when that ended, I got super close with now someone who I work with and is like my best friend.
Yeah.
And the way that she just understands me, like, is crazy. The way that she just will show up for me. Like, for Halloween, she gave me a little goodie bag, but she wrote me, like, a heartfelt note. And she knows that, like, my love language is words of affirmation.
I love that.
And I'm like, a man would have still been like, and anywho, here's your gift. Like, that's
not...
right. So, it's really special when you start to put your focus on the relationships that really fill you up and that you can receive from and grow from versus trying to put all your energy and effort into a man who is not even really giving you what you need. Because the women are really, they're doing it friendship wise. They're really doing it.
Exactly. This is in no way derogatory toward the masculine. We love the masculine. We truly love the masculine. But we have to understand that the systems that we're operating in are not conducive to the well-being of women and children. And in order to dismantle those systems, we have to reclaim our power.
And we have to change. Like, I think we put so much pressure a lot of times on the men to be who we want them to be and to change. But Althea was saying this too. She was like, it's not really up to the men. It's up to us.
Yeah, they're following our lead.
Right. To be like, no, I won't do this anymore. I'm moving this way. Like,
yes. She pointed something out at the beach yesterday that blew my freaking mind.
Oh, with the guys?
That blew my freaking mind because it was so Animal Planet, animalistic, just like primal. We're just sitting on the beach, chatting, minding our business, eating cocoa bread, okay?
And
eating
patties.
pastries and patties, minding our business. And like every so often, some guys would come walking down the beach. They look toward the water, put their hands on their
hips. They would act like they were so tired.
Bend over, take a breath. And these are multiple groups of like, 1 or 2 people just walking by at a time. But it's like, she was kind of narrating it, breaking it down for us. Like, oh, yeah. They're not tired. They jog every day. Why would they stop here? And I'm like, yo, it's the peacock thing. They're literally beckoning for our attention, and I'm oblivious to it because I'm just like with my homegirls.
Right.
You feel me? Like, I'm just having a good time. I'm in the moment, but it's like they're, you know, slightly flexing, you know, looking out the water, and I was like, we are still animals, and we are still, our primal instincts are still in there. And it's that animalistic nature that is actually the truth of who we are and what we need to return to, because it's capitalism and patriarchy and white supremacy that has actually hijacked the natural state of homeostasis that supports the well-being of all. And I think that's important to acknowledge too, is, again, we're not bashing men. This is in support of men too, because now you don't have to pretend to be some macho, or, you know, you don't have to be what you're not. It's like when women become who they are, men don't have to be who they're not. And we can hold space for men, and we can support men, and men can express their feelings. They don't have to pretend like they're so cold. And, you know, it's like, it's better for everybody.
Yes. I'm just over here like, throat chakra is activated. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's, I have a final question.
Yeah.
You may have one as well.
Okay.
But my question to you is, what is your vision as a healer? And I've heard a little bit about it, but I want you to share your vision for, you know, moving beyond the retreat and your healing journey and holding space for others.
Ooh, my vision. So in 2019, Spirit gave me the vision for Daughter, which is now my nonprofit organization, and we've done trips to Ghana, and I want to continue doing trips to Ghana. But the full vision that Spirit gave me is that these would be plant medicine trips. At that time, I wasn't prepared to hold space for others because I was still navigating my own shadow. There were lessons that I was still learning. There was wisdom that I needed to gain, but now I'm stepping out of my own shadow and I'm stepping into the light in service to others. And so really bringing together the full integration and embodiment of what Spirit showed me in 2019 so that I can just return, like, my biggest thing is just returning this medicine to its rightful keepers. Everybody deserves medicine. Everybody should have medicine. But Black and Indigenous people have been harmed so much on this planet, and we can benefit so much from our own medicines. And then, you know, working with young girls is such a huge part of my mission too. Like, Spirit has shown me that working with the youth, like little Black girls, that's my demographic, that's my target audience. And so doing everything that I can to empower the children and empower the next generation. And I think that comes from the fact that I'm still very attuned to my own inner child. Like, I realize that my healer is my inner child. Like, she is the keeper of my medicine. Like, when I was doing the tuning forks yesterday, at first I was really stiff and like clinical about it, and I found my flow and I just started playing around and just like, I was just, you feel me? That is my medicine though. And in my mind I'm like, that's goofy, but that's the flow.
And people need that. They need
they need the light. They need the positive energy. They need the vibes. Like, you know, they are going to benefit from my energy too. And that was the other thing that I realized is, like, I'm just as much the instrument as the instrument that I'm holding. Spirit is using me as an instrument, and I'm using this as the instrument to heal others. So I'm just as involved in that process of healing. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to do in the future.
Yeah.
I will ask you that. Like, what is your vision for the future? And then what is your vision for us and our work together?
Ooh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So what's been coming to me is family. I love my family dearly, and I feel like I put their wellness and healing as a priority for me. And I've been able to do healing work with my family, and I think because I have this big vision of the ultimate result, I sometimes forget that the work I've already been doing is really good and stuff that people could benefit from. So I do see, you know, even beyond having my wellness business and doing the retreats that I already have, like, I really want to get into healing work with families, relationships and families, because that is our first sense of grounding, is our home foundation. And I know that and maybe it's the Cancer in me too, because I'm very much a
That
homebody,
makes
very
so
maternal.
much sense.
It is that,
wow.
but it's like I really want to support healing among the family, because that's when the cycle just continues to repeat
Yep.
when that's not resolved. So
Yeah.
I would love to send my healing work and intention into that realm. As far as the two of us, I feel like we about to really like just shake some stuff up, you know?
Althea was saying, there's a reason why. Like, don't ignore the fact that we met at that pivotal time and we're meeting again at this pivotal time. Keep in touch. Continue to,
Yes.
you know, be in contact with one another because Spirit has work for us to do together.
Yes, absolutely. And it was like I felt the sister connection so strongly when we started just like chatting, and I was like, nah, we really about to be like this.
Locked
Like,
in.
yeah, so I'm excited. I know that we will, you know, work with women. I also can see us working with men as well, you
Absolutely.
know. But yeah, I think that what's so special about us being here, even beyond it being Jamaica and it being a retreat, is that we have the gift of Althea. She is, look at her.
Whoa.
Come
that
sit
was
right here.
I was
crazy.
coming to ask both of you if you wanted to get up early and do a video with me.
Look, come sit here.
She literally just said
her
we
name.
have the gift of Althea, and she strolled down. Look how beautiful
I
this
literally
is.
came to see both of you. I knocked on both of your doors
Oh my
and called
gosh.
to see if we could do this together.
Wow.
Happy New Day.
Happy New Day.
We were
Happy
just
New
sharing
Day.
about you and how you
Yeah.
are such a great example of how healing can be light, it can be
Yeah.
joy, it can
fun.
yes,
Exactly. Yeah.
yes, because we've had fun. We've
Yeah.
had a really good
I
time.
think fun is one word that we can use.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have been some of you all's highlights?
I was telling her the tuning fork training, which was a little surprise for me because I didn't know much about it, but I really connect through sound, so that was very powerful for me. And then, of course, going to waterfalls.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
waterfall.
the waterfall.
That was just
Highlight.
for sure.
Top
Highlight.
tier
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
And I think what's beautiful for me is allowing myself to experience something new with my participants and not always have to know what's happening and to trust. And everything happened so serendipitously
Yes.
for that I couldn't say no.
And the
Yeah.
people we were with, like Dave, Jerome, Franklin, they held
Perfect.
space for us.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerome, big up. Jerome.
Okay.
That's all I
Big
got
up
to
He
say.
is the photographer.
Mhm.
The photographer.
Yeah. We were just sharing with each other what our visions are for the future as a healer, you know, in community, anything.
And I think the biggest word is community. What we have seen in the past, what I have experienced in the past, is people holding on to information like it's theirs
Yeah.
and feeling like they're the keeper of it and no one else can have it.
Right.
And what I've been experiencing over maybe the last year, 2 years, is if we don't work in community, we're not going to do what we came here to do.
Yeah.
And in healing, we're not just healing ourselves, we're helping other people heal themselves.
Yeah.
And we each have unique gifts. So if I'm trying to do it all myself, I'm not helping the community.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are so powerful when
Yeah.
we're together.
Yeah.
We are so powerful, especially when we talk about different generations.
Yes.
So if intergenerationally we can start working together
Yes.
with mutual respect,
Yes.
there's so much that I can learn from my children, from my children's friends, from you all, in the same way that I'd love to share the knowledge that I have, just
Yeah.
from years of being on the earth and learning
Yes.
things, right?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
have, oh my gosh, like the wealth of information that you are is so,
Yeah. for
yeah,
sure.
it's such a blessing.
Yeah, I think one of the unique and beautiful things about working with Althea, opposed to some of the past experiences that I've had, is that she truly is genuine about being in community and so open to sharing. She's not trying to be like some guru who it's like she is the only path to salvation. You know what I mean? It's
I don't
like
want it.
truly, yeah.
I don't want it.
Yeah, she truly gives you the power to heal yourself. And she's constantly reminding us, you are helping somebody else heal themselves. That's been a constant reminder that she
healer.
keeps telling us. You know, you're in these Reiki sessions, you're not healing them. You're allowing them to heal themselves. You're
Yeah.
giving them the space to heal themselves. And so I think that's so beautiful.
Yeah, and I think, you know, just the reminder throughout this whole process to trust your intuition.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll give you a blueprint of ways that you can do something. But if spirit leads you to do it in a different way,
Better
do
follow
that.
spirit.
Yes. That's been the other unique thing as well. It's just like, and it's really forced me to drop out of my head and into my body, into trusting myself, because there is a lot of information, and for me, I have this tendency to want to do things right or do things, according to how they're done. But it's like, it's really just this trust and this flow. When spirit comes through you,
yes.
you feel it and you follow it, and you can just surrender and let go and get that logical mind out of the way.
Absolutely.
And she just affirms to us over and over that is our unique way of doing things, and it is okay to trust what spirit is telling you. Don't try to stick to the programs, and it's great to have that structure, but understand that your relationship with spirit is special, and that's going to inform how you do these practices.
I think y'all got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
everything I was trying to give this week.
Yeah.
I gave you tools for your toolkit, but you are the tool.
Right. Yeah.
That's it. And I think you guys got it perfectly. And when you have this backdrop,
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, if we can talk about how this energy of ocean, sun, moon, that moon last night,
That was crazy.
What happened?
It was like big red. It looked like Mars.
I
Like,
thought
big.
it was a light
Yeah.
in this building. I kept looking at it, and then it came up. I said, "Oh, hold on!"
Yeah.
I stopped the conversation.
She got up
ran,
and
was
walked.
like,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I think even when we talk about the elements of earth, we've spent a lot of time like on the sand with the trees, on the earth with flowers. We've spent time in the ocean, in fresh water with the waterfalls. We've had flowers in our hand, bouquets. We've done offerings of money, food, flowers into the ocean. We've had sea turtles swim up to us in meditation that I know for a fact Ebony called in because none of us saw it, right? So there's something about the energy of nature that builds up the energy within us, and it helps us recognize that we're one with everything, not just with each other, but with that tree, that sea turtle, the ocean with the sunshine on us, and that helps the learning too.
Absolutely. Well, I'm grateful.
Me too.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been such a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what you all are going to do next.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'm a part of it.
Oh, of course.
Of
Yeah.
course.
You stuck with us.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
We got a soundtrack coming up, so everybody can get our soundtrack that goes along with the retreat.
I love that. I love that.
I love my life. I love my life.
What was the one you
I
said?
love my life.
Shut up.
That's it. That's it. That's the beat
Sensational
song.
is the one.
That's the beat song. Electronics would not let us go beyond that one.
That's been the experience.
It's been sensational. Sensational. Top level experience. Definitely recommend.
Yes. Okay, now tell the people where they can find you.
Oh, yay. Althea Lawton Thompson on all platforms. That's even my website, althealawtonthompson.com. But for retreats, Althea Retreats. Let's keep it simple. And let's just go all around the world together.
Yes.
Literally all around the world.
Literally.
Yeah. Okay. You can find me at Naomi Lives Well on all platforms.
You can find me at Ebony Davis, EBONEE Davis, because my parents, they out there.
Thank you for tuning in. I hope you got some valuable lessons and gems from this, and keep up with us. There's more to come.
Yes.
Peace, light, love.